Ladies and gentlemen, it is Mailbag Monday. Welcome back to the ValleyFlyin channel. We got our resident rumor guy, Drew. He has some hot rumors about the Eternals. Apparently, he has some names for us that he's going to share. Also, he has the latest on this Apocalypse 4 Horsemen team. Looks like one of the members that were rumored is out, and a new name is in, and he's going to share those rumors with us. And yes, it is time for your questions from the Mailbag, guys. So without further ado, let's get into your questions from the Mailbag this week. Hey, Valley, smashing you from the foothills of Western New York again, smashing you back, my brother. Has Drew by chance heard anything about Beta Ray Bill, Valkyrie, Jane Foster, Odin joining the ranks of MSF? I would love some new Asgardians, or think these possible favorites, these folks, would be spectacular additions. Thanks for the content, brother. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself as well. And Drew is back today, but yes, it looks like he's sharing some information on the Horsemen. It looks like he's sharing some information about the Eternals, and yeah, hopefully down the road we'll get some information about these these Asgardians, because yes, Thor, Love and Thunder probably should have some more Asgardians added to the game. So I think around that time is more likely we'll get Asgardians, but I don't know. It seems like things are changing on a daily basis at Scopely, and their plans are changing. So we will have to see. All right, next question. Hey, Valley, with the update. I've been in trouble with BlueStacks 5 freezing and getting that alert. My specs are low playing MSF. So there's been some issues with the update for a lot of people, unfortunately. Being that I'm using an emulator, it's something I could do in the settings and change for allow for better play. So personally, I don't mess with the settings on BlueStacks too much. So I don't know what are the best settings if your PC isn't performing as optimally as you would want. So a lot of times what happens when I get these resource pop-up messages, not necessarily for BlueStacks, for some of my other programs, I go into my hard drives and I notice I have a lot of files there, and there's very little hard drive space left. So if I erase a lot of files, like a lot of the videos and thumbnails and stuff that I do, some of these old ones take up a lot of space. So when I delete those files, a lot of times those errors about the low resources and things goes away. But I'm not sure if that's just for some of the programs I'm running or has to do with BlueStacks. I know MSF has that low graphics mode. I know you can change some of the settings on BlueStacks. I used to do it on BlueStacks 4 because it used to, or before 4, I think it was in 3. You'd have to do some things to get higher graphics. But since BlueStacks 4, it's been running pretty smoothly. But if anybody has any issues with BlueStacks, let me know in the comments. There's also a link down for the emulator of LD Player, which I used when I played Marvel Future Revolution a lot on stream. So if BlueStacks doesn't work for you, LD Player, I hear on some PCs, some work better than others, and it flip-flops based on different games. But try those things, and if anybody's a little more of an expert than I am on that, of course, help a brother out, and leave the tips in the messages there. All right. Kippers, good morning. Valley, send you positive vibes your way from DFW. Oh, that's very close to me. Positive vibes coming back, my brother. I see there might be quite a few complaints on the Honorable Orb for the new event. Oh yeah, it is pretty trashy, brother. It is a trashy orb. Not a lot of good in there other than Silver Samurai, which is different from a lot of orbs that we've had in the past. A little disappointing, but you know, it is what it is. As of me writing this, there hasn't been any changes. It's mostly older tunes. So here's my 2 cents. Yeah, pretty much all older tunes. And I guess Moon Knight is in there, but he is farmable. The rest of them, all farmable or older tunes. All right, most of the tunes in the orb help new or newer players unlock legendary tunes. You've got Guardians for Star-Lord, a new movie, maybe soon with a rework, possibly, right? All right, Asgardians for Black Bolt, and new, maybe soonest, tunes from Power Armor with a new show coming out. Maybe they'll get some love too. Yeah, is it? I think the Armor Wars, I think that's gonna be way down the road though. So probably not based on this event for Power Armor, but I agree. Hopefully they will get some love, because I don't like these teams that are left behind. Is it possible someone actually put some thought into this event? It is possible. It's also very possible that they just picked random tunes, because we know the good characters are the Secret Avengers. They are not in the orb because we need them for Omega Red. The good characters are for New Warriors. They are not in the orb because they want to sell more Death Pool and they want to sell more Strike Passes. That is also a possibility, my brother. I know we would love new tunes, but what's left to chase if you have everything in the game? I do agree at that statement though. A long time ago when they actually had a test server, back when it was Fox Next, went on the test server. Everything was maxed out. I'm like, yeah, this is no fun. This is not fun to play with. So I went back to my old account. But, you know, we'd do stuff for testing, but I wouldn't never stay on that account because everything was maxed out and not fun. My account that was not maxed out and having the chase for that I found more fun. So I definitely agree with you with that. Part of the fun for me is the chase of the game and feeling that minor satisfaction when you finally get the pieces you need to upgrade something. So that's I think that is where you get these endorphin rushes from hero collector games. Anyway, love the content, brother. Galaxy, glad to see you like you're looking a little less angry with MSF. I think a lot of that has to do with me back in jiu-jitsu, honestly. And if you haven't seen the video, my competition this past week, just put a video about that this morning. And if you're into sports or competition, I'll check that out and hopefully enjoy it. Let me know your comments on that. All right. But next question here, it comes from, oh, I'm hitting the wrong button. That's why the question is not moving. Here we go. Hey, Valley, do you feel the shortage of T14 pieces right now? Actually, no. You know, I think this game is designed to have bottlenecks. Everybody is supposed to have a bottleneck, and some people have a bottleneck of gold. Some people have a bottleneck of training mats. I think mine's right now is training mats, but T14 pieces are not a bottleneck for me. It seems like everybody has a different bottleneck. So for you, it's these T14 pieces. For me, it's probably more to the training mats and obviously the teal and the blue gear. And I think everybody has a shortage of those. And I think that's what they're trying to do. But some of these older things, some of these older resources that people are having bottlenecks with, I think they should ease up on that a little bit. Scopely needs to address this issue. Yeah, I think that's what their plan is, though. They want you to always feel that frustration, always feel like you're missing something, and that's part of their plan here. To come up with tier 16 and not give us ways to earn more T14. Now you can farm some of the T14s in some of the Doom Raid chapters, and I know we have these daily challenges. You're getting a lot more of those orange pieces as well. So I think they've tried to ease up on those. I don't hear this one a lot, but again, everybody has their own bottleneck. Everybody's gonna have a bottleneck in Marvel Strike Force. This one just appears to be yours. The crunch is real nowadays. They need to address such issues with a level cap, increased shortage of gold, training mats. Do you know if they can address some of these issues soon? Love from India. Love back, brother. But you know, we're playing a freemium hero collector game. The devs want to make money somehow, and having these bottlenecks is how they make money. But yeah, I agree. It shouldn't be on every little thing. It should be on some of these newer things. Obviously, the teal gear, maybe even some of the blue ISO 8 pieces. I think that's where we should have more bottlenecks and less for mid and newer players that are still struggling to catch up. And I would like to see players get through and get to the end game faster than they are right now. All right. Hey, ValleyFlyin, do you ever look back at old videos and recommendations and think, geez, how funny is that now? Not all the time. Sometimes, though, I do think it's funny. But this video you're referencing is actually from our brother Goofy Rexy from a while ago. Let's go take a look at that end game. And oh, look at that face. So the title for this one was Best Characters and Teams that Build as a New or Mid-Game Players. Almost 40,000 views. This was last year. Let's go take a look at it, see what our recommendations are. Hopefully it's still valid. Now, this game changes a lot. Even the stuff behind the scenes changes a lot. So, yeah, I don't expect this to be very good as far as the recommendations. Viewing the Shield roster. As a newer player, I don't think Shield is very viable anymore. I don't think you should do this one anymore. Honestly, the game has changed so much and the meta's changed so much. If you have access to any of the new characters, any of the characters since Silver Surfer, those are who you should be farming as a newer player. All right, Shield was a recommendation, I guess. There's a lot of good Shield characters. Guardians, oh, I would not recommend them anymore. Maybe Gamora. Maybe if like the previous question lever, I don't know if that's the correct term, but one of the previous questions was talking about Star-Lord, making him more valuable with the movie coming up. Perhaps. But right now, it's just Gamora that's valuable on this team. Not really a lot of value from any of these other characters right now in Marvel Strike Force. We're talking about the Guardians a lot, so apparently they were pretty good back in the day. Is there any other recommendations we have? Oh, Sinister Six. So a lot of these recommendations are based on some of these early nodes in the campaigns. I think one of your early priorities as a newer player or mid-game player is to do what you can to get through these campaign nodes, 3-star them, 3-star those challenges. The sooner you could do that, the better. So if this team is going to help a newer player, I don't know if it still helps these newer players as far as the Sinister Six will go, but it does unlock, I believe, this villain either chapter 3 or chapter 1. I could be remembering that wrong though, but I think it's one of the villain chapters. Or I could be remembering totally wrong. It'd be a Doom chapter. It actually may be a Doom chapter. Right. Wave 1 Avengers. These guys are still okay on war defense, but you may want to skip it. You may want to skip these guys. There's not really a lot of value in this team right now towards the end game. Nobody really stands out from this team to that's very helpful on my roster nowadays. Hela, oh, so I guess getting the Wave 1 Avengers, getting to that Hela node, very important. Minerva, not as important. And Hela's the main value that Hela has right now is not really as a character, but it's unlocking other characters. You got 3 legendaries that run through Hela, Black Bolt, Ebony Maw, and you could use her for Phoenix as well. So yeah, the meta has changed. That was interesting. Look down memory lane. I don't know what my recommendations would be right now for newer or mid-game players. So if you are someone that has just recently started up and you have a team that is working for you, a strategy, a roadmap that you have is working for you, let me know in the comments, and hopefully it helps out other players that are struggling are struggling in a place that you were a few months ago, and hopefully your good and bad decisions could help newer players get through and get to the mid game and end game a lot sooner. All right, Valley, tough choice for a time. Would you rather face Heroes for Hire every other war match, run DD3 without heal steal percent characters once per week, or have a power core pop up on screen every time you click? Good luck for choosing. I'd rather have the Heroes for Hire every other war match. If you look at the rewards for war, winning, losing, they're not too different. So if you get that bad matchup of Heroes for Hire every single time, eventually you're going to drop down a season and your rewards will go down, but your initial rewards per war aren't that good. So I would pack the Heroes for Hire. Dark Dimension 3 was designed for Phoenix, so it's designed for that health steal. And if you don't have that, I think you're going to struggle with that. If you got to do that once per week, that sounds horrible. I don't think you could get through it a week without health steal. All right, I guess maybe you can. Never mind, take that back. But yeah, it's probably not going to be that fun. Actually, I don't know, that might be the easiest, but definitely not the last one, though. Definitely not the last one. That seems like the worst choice out of all of them. All right, hey, Valley, easy question for you. Oh, I love easy questions. In most event orbs have a featured character. They're usually 14%. Why is Silver Samurai at 14% in the honorable orbs? Keep on smashing. I don't know. Let's go look in game and see what his percentage is. The orb is it actually 14% in the honorable orb? So it looks like we have in the center pillar, we have the common shards are down here at 14. I see what you're saying. Sort of. It's actually a little higher than 14 if you take in some of the other pillars, but yeah, 14 in all these. Was it different before? Was it higher? Was it lower? I don't remember. I have no comment on this. I know with the red stars, though, which Deathstrike is in there, should be at 15% for that, but that's something totally different. Now that you mentioned, let me just double check that she's there. I opened some of these orbs yesterday. Let me just make sure that we have a Death Pool or a Death Strike there. All right, so Deathstrike is 15%. I don't know what's up with this honorable orb, though. The honorable orb's pretty bad in general. Just don't spend money on the honorable orb. If you're going to get something for Silver Samurai, get the Tachyon orb. That one's a little more guaranteed, a little better, in my opinion. So that's what I would do. All right, next question though. Let's move this on. Contrary to belief of some, I feel like MSF is dead. I can hardly bring myself to log in every day. Free energy more. I know it's getting boring for some people. It's losing players. I don't think it's dead at this time though. I think there's still have a life to go. I think a lot of players, and I know myself, I can't speak for anybody else. I know I'm waiting for a grand tournament to come to the game. I see the numbers on the streams, on the channel. I know the numbers are down, but it doesn't appear to be dead. So yes, it's definitely not in a great place though. You can't sugarcoat that. People aren't happy in general in Marvel Strike Force. For me, it's been the bugs, but yeah, I don't think it's dead. I don't think it's dead. If the devs keep working this fashion and continue to do these decisions to drive players away, it will be, but I don't think it's there yet. All right, ValleyFlyin. Hey, quick side note. I had a dream with you in a few weeks ago. This could be scary, but you were visiting me at my in-dream only house. Oh, so I hope it was a nice, super lush mansion, brother. For some reason, you were driving an oversized van or trying to park it sideways in a walled-off driveway. Against my protest, you made a 32-point turn and then gave up. You need to cut back on your videos. Ugh. Or maybe increase the video so you aren't getting these strange dreams of me driving. At least you could get a dream of me going, hey, what's up, Valley Maniacs? That would be a much cooler dream. But Funny stuff. Hulk fist bump, brother. All right, on to the question. Here we go. Last Dark Dimension, they updated the level cap to 80 around the time November, early December. Then they launched Dark Dimension 3 around 2020, 21. So why move the level cap to increase and Dark Dimension 5 so much earlier in this year? I know the real reason is money, but what's the scopely public reasons? I have no idea about the scopely public reasons. I mean, their answer is probably because it adds more fun to the game. This is what you asked for, Commander. You wanted level cap increases. You wanted more content. This is what you get. I think that's a scopely release. The real reason is probably because of money. They want to make these Dark Dimensions, and I don't think it's been a year between Dark Dimensions. I think it's been about six to 9 months, if I'm remembering correctly. And I think we should be getting the next Dark Dimension probably in the next patch, hopefully before they leave for vacation. I think last year they did around December-ish time. So hopefully we get Dark Dimension before that. We can start having some people go through, get some tests, get that all precious Dormammu prize that people want. So yeah, we'll see with it. All right, Valley from the DC Metro area. What is up, my brother? My question for you is, have you heard where and when Moondragon will be farmable? 10 shards away from 5 yellow, 5 red. Everyone else turn to the Call Obsidian treatment all over again. Yeah, so this is Scopely's MO. There's usually one good character on a team that they're holding back on that you have to buy shards for. And a lot of times when you see offers, it's because they're doing this. They want you to buy the offer. Sometimes when you see offers, it's because they're getting farmable very soon and they want to squeeze that last bit of juice from the whales. But in this instance, I think they are getting these sales for Moondragon and they're trying to sell her. So as far as when, my guess would be, I don't know, if they do what they did to Cull, part of that arena team, important part, and holding everybody off but Cull, probably gonna go premium orbs and holding off for another 6 months or so. I hope that's not the case. I hope they make Moondragon farmable little easier, or actually it's tough though. It's not a fun arena team, so maybe we'll get both of them. Maybe we'll get the Infinity Watch, but we'll also get a solution to solve the Infinity Watch in Omega Red. And I guess it's not really a solve, but to counter the Omega Watch, give us other options for that, for Omega Red. We'll see. Valley, what are your top 5 goats in wrestling? So I was thinking about this for a little when I saw this question. The 4 are definitely locked in. You gotta have Hogan. You gotta have Ric Flair, especially for me growing up in the 80s. Those are the 2 main guys. The main guy in WWF, main guy in NWA, Flair and Hogan. And then the Attitude Era was another big time. So gotta get, I think the 2 men that led the charge during the Attitude Era, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. So those are 4, and my 5th, it rotates, that kind of based on the week. Sometimes I go with the old school, the longevity. Bruno Sammartino held the WWF title for 20 years. Without him, where would the company be? Would they be able to do what they did in the 80s and have that Hulk Hogan push? I don't know. Bruno Sammartino is up there though. Then you got these technical wrestlers like Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, very, very good. You got a long time person in the locker room, Undertaker. But I think today, for my 5th, I'm gonna go with the Macho Man. Oh yeah, he was Bonesaw or Buzzsaw in the Amazing Spider-Man movie. Oh yeah, and he got Erica to snip into a Slim Jim. Oh yeah. So I'm gonna go with the Macho Man as the 5th today. But you ask me tomorrow who that 5th on that spot is might change. But those 4, I think, for me at least, are pretty much locked in. All right. What is up, ValleyFlyin from the NYC? Let's talk about that dreaded tech lane. Let's talk about it. I don't like that tech lane. It is hard. We have no solution in game right now. We got some pieces that we could kind of get through it, but it is not a solution. We don't have a solution right now. We're running Doom, Arc, Kestrel, Nebula, level 85, gear 15, 6 red star Shuri, Ghost up to level 85. Who should I take to level 85? Both, or drop Nebula out? So I think what Philosopher said on a news video last week is pretty accurate. You got your awesome characters, Doom, Arc, Kestrel. Those are characters that you're gonna have in there, and then you're gonna rotate a few other characters like Shuri, like Ghost, like Minerva, like Nebula, like a few other characters, possibly a Misty Knight. I don't know if you have her built up already. But I think those 3 that you have built up, the Doom, Arc, Kestrel, are the most important ones, and then you can rotate in the 4th and the 5th or a lot of them, including the characters you mentioned and some of the ones that I mentioned as well. hopefully that helps. Eventually, if you're using the raids often enough, you want all of them up to level 85, but that's going to be based on your usage. And again, you got to ask yourself before you put any red stars or a lot of gear into a character or build up their levels. You got to ask yourself, is doing this going to help me do content that I couldn't without doing this? The answer is no. Maybe it's time to save your resources. Maybe it's a more long-term project, like taking a character left to level 83 is not going to really help you, but your intention is to get them to level 85 down the road. So ask yourself before you use it if it's going to be a wise investment based on what you're doing, how often you're using these characters, and I hope that helps, brother. All right, I just took my Infinity Watch all the way to gear 14, level 500 power. Should stop investing in them or leave them currently trying to get to my global characters for gear 15, Dark Dimension 4. Taking out Ghost, Sinister, already have Zemo at 15, but I don't know if you should do Captain Sam or Emma. What are your thoughts on this? So a couple of different questions here. So Infinity Watch, 500k power. I would ask you as a pushback to this, where are you in arena? Are you happy with where you are in arena? Do you want to climb higher? If so, Infinity Watch is the team that's going to get you there. Infinity Watch is the best Infinity Watch counter that I know of. So you want them as high as possible. If you're satisfied in arena, move on to your raid teams is what I would do. If you're not, I would continue to building up your arena team. So depends on what you're doing in arena is what I would do. Now, as far as doing Ghost, Sinister, and Zemo for Dark Dimension 4, I think those should be fine. Don't know if I should do Sam or Emma. What are your thoughts on this? So at this point in Dark Dimension 4, it's not really worth pushing and rushing and taking mediocre characters that you have no intent of using later on. So I would only bring in characters to Dark Dimension 4 that you have plans for later. So I hope you have plans for Ghost. She's okay in the tech. Like I said, she's a great backup as a 4th or 5th for that team. Sinister, you're going to use him in war defense a little. He's losing value in a lot of other game modes, but you're not in Doom 2 yet. He was one of the best boss killers in Doom 1. Zemo, I don't really use him too much nowadays, honestly, except in war offense. And then Sam, great for the Secret Avengers team. And Emma is okay as well. So I probably based on that and what I'm using these characters for, I probably would build up Captain Sam out of all those characters that you mentioned. But your answer may be different based on how you are using these characters. So keep that in mind, my brother. All right, next question is, that is the last question. That is all we got. So you know what time it is. It is time for Drew. Drew, my brother, what rumors do you have for us this week?
ValleyFlyin Drew, the rumor guy here, and I have got the hottest rumors for you and your Valley Maniacs. Now, the eternal rumors, they're heating up at the Scalpely offices. Now, word is that testing is underway for 5-person Eternals team. And the Eternals that they're testing right now at the moment, not locked in stone, but I've got those names. There's Circe, Icarus, Thena, Festos, Kingo. I hope you remember those names because I certainly don't. But the word is that they're being tested. They're not set in stone like I said, but let me know in the comments if you think these will be a part of the 5-piece as it was released in Marvel Strike Force. But I've got some bad news for the Rogue fans out there. Now, the devs still want a female as a part of this Horsemen of Apocalypse teams, but the name I'm hearing, the current is not Rogue. It is the alien female known as Deathbird. Now, I have no clue who this character is, but that's the name that I'm hearing around the Scalpely offices at this time. Now, some new rumors, some changed rumors today, but that's all I've got for you, because you know what time it is. It's time for me to go. Surprise! No frothy for me today, mate. I've got to get back in shape, but don't worry. I'll be back.
All right, Drew, that was a lot of rumors, my brother. I was expecting a few things on the Eternals, a few things on the Horsemen of Apocalypse, but we got a lot of research because, quite frankly, Drew, I'm not too familiar with these characters either. So let's go into Wikipedia and look up Deathbird. Now, Deathbird, Kelsey Narami Summers. So Summers probably related to Cyclops and Jean Grey thing. Species is Shi'ar and was a member of the Horsemen of Apocalypse. And what you guys told me about this character this morning was that Deathbird was the war character. So that would make sense if Deathbird was war. Definitely makes sense for what we know about Marvel Strike Force, but I couldn't find anything about the Age of Apocalypse down here as far as what horseman she was, unless I was just skimming over it and read through that. But yeah, the alien member of the team. Let me know your thoughts on Deathbird, if that is the character that you think is actually going to be coming. Unfortunately for all you Rogue fans, it looks like Rogue may be out, even though she was a female member of that team. So yeah, Deathbird. All right, but on to these Eternals movies, because honestly, Drew, I'm with you. I don't know these Eternals. First time I've heard about this was when this movie was announced. So let's go take a look at the names that you mentioned. So this is Cersei. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Cersei or Circe or whatever, played by Gemma Chan, and aka Minerva in the Captain Marvel movie. So dual characters, another dual character actor in Marvel Strike Force. Next character you said was Icarus, and I think this is pronounced like the Greek character Icarus. That's spelled a different way, but played by Richard Madden, aka Robb Stark, King of the North, the first King of the North. And we have the other King of the North as well in the movie as a different character, not an Eternal though. Next name was Stina, aka Angelina Jolie. Don't know what her role is. She was not in the MCU before. We also have Phastos. This was played by an actor that I'm not familiar with, Brian Tyree Henry. And the last character that you mentioned was Kingo. This is a character played by Camille Nanjiani. I know he's very popular with people. I don't think I've seen any movies with this actor though. So that is it for the Drew rumors. Let me know your thoughts on it, guys. A lot of stuff that you shared with us. Some exciting stuff. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you enjoyed some of the rumors. We do this every Monday, and if you want to get your question potentially featured on a Monday mailbag, make sure you check out the link to Discord down below. That is where we get all the questions from. If you enjoyed this video, hopefully it's helpful for you or entertaining for you, hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you know as soon as a new Marvel Strike Force video is up. We will be back tomorrow with more Marvel Strike Force content. And if you want to check out what I did this past weekend, make sure you check out the video that I uploaded earlier about my jiu-jitsu tournament. Yes, have a great rest of your day, guys. Thank you for everyone that submitted a question. Check out some of my other videos and give me that hug fist bump before you leave, baby. Oh yeah, ValleyFlyin out.